Okay, I'm back. So where the hell do I leave off? Right. Okay, the angels and the creator aliens built a ship and they're on their way, spreading life throughout the universe and studying and evolving on the ship. Shit like that. And as nature takes its course throughout the time that it's fucking taking, and they're shaking the sea monkey mix on planets throughout different solar systems, within different galaxies, etc., they do leave a few of the lesser angels on planets where they don't believe that life's gonna evolve like that. So, now we get to Earth, and we're like 95.5% identical to the creator aliens planet and the creator aliens when they had bodies. So we have the option to be able to evolve. I mean, America elected fucking Trump for a second time, so I can't imagine we're really that close to actually evolving. I mean, there's hope. There's always hope. And with some faith and hope, God, I hope, gods, goddesses, etc., I do truly pray that a mass awakening happens. But back to the angels. So we hit Earth. And Dad, he wants to pause because he just genuinely thinks that we and our planet, our species, etc., is going to emulate the evolution of their planet and their species, and then they would have truly, because you can essentially, I mean, look at humanity. You can come, make a baby, not take care of it, not give two shits. So they did that all the way along. They just went, okay, we're going to leave some babysitter alien angels on each planet, and it'll be what it'll be. We get to Earth. Dad pauses. Mom hangs out long enough to see if she feels independently that Earth and humans are going to evolve and replace them, kind of thing. At some point, she's like, okay, fuck this shit. There's no way in hell it's gonna actually happen. But Dad doubles down and takes the more learned, however the fuck you pronounce it, archangels and angels, etc., from the ship and create our souls, our energy souls, are different than our personality souls. Two different energies. There, what's the word? Symbiosis, I believe. And so we're symbiotically kind of going through shit. Heaven and hell are created for not the souls, because the soul, I mean, if you think of like DS9 kind of thing, the worm in our belly, but it's energetic. It studies and needs to go through lifetime after lifetime of experience, and that includes whether what we perceive as negative, like serial killers and child, crap like that, and people who hurt animals, etc. Like, really horrific shit. They have to go through those lifetimes, and there's millions of them, to be able to learn the lesson they need to learn to be able to truly evolve to an ascended master state, where you are purely of energy and of service to humanity. Because unconditional love is the vibration of the universe, and the vibration the angels are trying to ascend to. So we have heaven, we have hell, for the consciousness part of the duo. And so they don't really move on, but you go to heaven or hell, and then whatever happens, happens. I'm positive the personality's heaven is like a workplace. It isn't sitting around with your thumb up your ass. It's all nice and positive and loving and wonderful. But it's still a fucking job. Nothing goes to waste. And then you have hell, which is for the personality energies that had to go through the negative shit to allow their symbiote, we'll call it, to evolve and continue to reincarnate as they're pursuing their final ascension. So God takes the oldest, more experienced, and allocates them to either a heaven or hell or a spirit guide or whatever. There's the team is around us at all times, and they're made up of various different, spiritual entities. So, like, Michael gets to go be a badass in heaven. And Louis is told, okay, you are going to have to take some shifts in hell. And because the angels do genuinely, after all that study, genuinely believe that what they're doing is for our highest good, for out of unconditional love and obedience, etc., to the creators and towards humanity. So Louis and a lot of them Dominion angels and some of the other angels, it's a mix, right? They did shift work. So there was no one ultimate. Louis was like the big ass manager, but there was no one like Christian-y kind of king of hell in the beginning. And they take shift work and they take faith breaks and that kind of shit, so that it was not harming the angels to perform what they believed was, serious torture, etc. It was completely out of faith and unconditional love for us that they're doing it. And they believe this 100%. They're all fucking in to the faith. So God gets a little, Dad's a little I kind of doubled down. It doesn't seem very much like it's gonna totally pan out. And Mom is gonna come back and check in, see where it is. Maybe she was wrong. She's fully open to admitting it. But Louis and the angels that work in hell, at some point, Dad just got frustrated and pissed as Mom's nagging at him what the fuck, dude? I've been placating you, sitting around, kind of doing, her own shit, as well as helping him out. And she's getting frustrated. It's time to fuck off. And let us do what we do to see where we end up. Okay, fair enough. But Dad just is getting paranoid and pissed that shit ain't panning out the way he thought it was gonna. And he stopped giving the angels who were doing excellent jobs, like Lucifer and a lot of the fallen angels, etc., permanent positions. So they no longer have to stop and take faith breaks and reaffirm their unconditional love, obedience, and loyalty. After a long enough time, and Mom, like with the creator, the last video I told you about Lilith and Mom, how they kind of went, okay, fuck it, we're out. Well, Louis and many of the angels who worked in hell started to really question some of the shit Dad was doing, like taking his name in vain or having a, what do they call it, a false idol. Shit like that. Those people were going to hell, but they were being tortured and punished as harshly as, say, a serial killer or some shit. So they're starting to question. Mom's encouraging small amounts of thinking for themselves. Not completely, because she needs them obedient to her, but just a little bit. So they might be thinking, okay, Dad, what the actual? So they kind of have like a little rebellion, and in Christianity it's, oh, they fell from heaven, blah, blah, blah. Yes, they're, in opposition to God's laws, blah, blah, blah. He tossed them out. Bullshit. They still want to remain mostly obedient, but with some encouragement from Mom and seeing what was going on with Lilith and shit like that. Louis and some of the older angels who, well, they already knew that they fucking absolutely loved us, but we're starting to be like, okay, well, is this unconditional love or simply unconditional obedience? And many of them, the older ones, the more experienced ones, decided, it's not what they fucking signed up for. And they stopped purely believing that what Dad wanted them to do was in line with complete and utter unconditional love. So yeah, they went, okay, nope. Sort of like, okay, we're on strike, and instead of Dad negotiating, he just went, fuck you. So they take off, because they fell out of favor. They just took off with Mom, because they truly believed in the mission that she was still trying to accomplish. So they left some of the least experienced, mostly dominions, the ones with the tails, the ones that we humans would call demons or devils, in hell, because they didn't have the benefit of the intense unconditional love, the teaching, the time, the experience. So they got a taste because they weren't getting faith breaks, because at that point, most of them were put into the position of their job in hell without the benefit of the intense, unconditional love, everything else, and teaching, etc. So they were like, ooh, we got a taste for this shit. And they didn't want to leave. So you got Louis and many of the other angels. I have no idea who the fuck they are, what their names are. I apologize. Because they really do love us. And I wish I knew many more of the fallen angels' names, but look them up for your fucking self. My name ain't Google, it's Mystic Kate. So they decide to take off with Mom and Lilith and continue the mission with love and faith, knowing that at some point they are going to be coming back so that Mom can check in, etc. In the next video, I am going to go into the grays and why what I'm thinking seems to be fucking confusing. I promise it's not. I'm just not linear. So, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But I'm going to go into the grays and how that all evolved and the deal they made with Dad and etc. And again, I do 100% believe this. Now I do realize there are probably people out there you can do this, you can connect that, you can believe this, you can believe that, but it's all bullshit. Well, fuck off. I like it. I think it's a good fucking story, so don't try to be 100% believer if you're not. Just enjoy the goddamn thing. So, until next time, don't be little assholes to each other. It's the best thing I can say. Oh shit, I'm wearing my Batman. I am Batman. I am just Batman at home when he was recovering from getting his ass handed to him. That's part of just, being disabled, and you have your good days and your bad days. But, yes. Alright, till then.